All right. Hey, everybody. It is Tim Gillette, and this is the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. I'm Tim Gillette, your host, and I just want to welcome you to the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. So, episode 20. I've taken a break for a couple of weeks here while we were getting ready our blog and VideoCon, which was our November event that we just got done doing. Some of my main notes that I actually do want to cover today, and that was some of the things that I covered after 5. This was my 5th, and yes, number 5 blog and VideoCon, which it was a multi-day event. This was our second one we had to do virtually because of the fact of COVID and not being able to host them in a live event. This year, we've been hosting also virtually every month. We do a one-day event on one Saturday a month, and we have another one coming up in December. So you can go to simpleeasyevents.com. Let me pull that number up there for you so you guys can actually find this. It's if you go to simpleeasyevents.com and you can actually do that. So I'll just leave that running the ticker down below and let you know. But do me a favor, though, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, now we record our podcast live, and this one here is being recorded on many, many different platforms. All right. But we put the podcast up on as a podcast, and you can go to Apple Podcast to look up and go to Apple Podcast or go to whatever form that you get your podcasts and look for Simple Easy Marketing Podcast and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. timspodcast.com will take you there to Apple, but and then I think Simple Easy Podcast takes you to our Spotify page or something like that. But anyway, enough about the event. I want to actually talk about this whole idea of doing our event. All right, when we did this whole thing with Simple Easy Marketing, and we come up with a whole system that we put down in our events every year, and do that as you're in. Okay, cool. Facebook user, there's a whole thing. I don't know which group you are in, but you can go give permissions to your Facebook group, and our Facebook is at StreamYard.com/Facebook. Give permission so I kind of know who you are. I really don't know because I'm on the StreamYard app looking at this and not on the actual event. So anyway, guys, Simple Easy Marketing has been put down, and this weekend we kind of went over 7 pillars that kind of really made it. And really, we only went over 6 of them, but there's a 7th one, and I'm going to share a couple of them with you today. All right, you want to find more details about this, and maybe you want to get the recordings. All right, go to simpleeasyevents.com. That's simpleeasyevents.com. All right, the $20 membership will get you access to both everything that we recorded this weekend, everything we recorded last month, the month before, the month before, the month before. It's all in one simple portal, and you can attend every virtual event we have up until we stop doing them. And it's all for one low deal of $20. That's simpleeasyevents.com. Go there now and get that. So 7 pillars that we actually shared on our event this weekend for Simple Easy Marketing. Now, Simple Easy Marketing, we decided to be an online marketing idea. And the idea was behind it was to help people, number one, get started. When you get started, that means you got to get a plan of action, all right, and take action. All right, start with something, but go take action. Generally, I'm very much in the way that I always tell people that maybe they should start taking steps and build it and fix it as you go. You know what I mean? Having it down to an ironclad, I'm going to be a robot, will always help you fail. That's why we went through a whole section on getting started and what you need to do about getting started. Now, I gave the 4 guarantees in that, gave all kinds of things, talked about an action plan, being, content related and everything. But that was number 1 pillar. Number 2 pillar that we are going to actually share with you there is called standing out online. Standing out online. You've got to stand out in line. What that means by standing out online, it means you've got to do anything and everything you can to get noticed. Anything and everything you can to get noticed. All right. Now, that doesn't mean go starting fights on Facebook over politics, going arguing with, with people on Twitter, over, the weather. Those are things you can't control. That's not going to help you get a following. That's only going to help people be angry with you, and it's going to go down a whole rabbit hole that you don't want to do. When we say stand out online, we talk about the concept of properly building and marketing your online podcast, blog, vlog, whatever it is. The idea behind it is creating the lead generation on social networks, creating the SEO to actually make your sites attract, creating the proper content on your site to actually, so when people go to search for you, they find your site, getting people from social media to your site, and having all of the things to point to one location. That's what we talk about, standing out online, looking professional. All right. Stop, going out there with the manufactured web domains. All right. That taking the easy, or what they call the cheap way out. All right. But looking professional and appearance of professionality, like you are actually a business. Number three we talked about was creating content. And creating content was a process that we wanted to go through on this event. And we kind of in depth went through 3 layers of content. Number 1 is the content you put on social media that gets people attracted to who you are. Number 2 is the content you put on your blog or your website. This is content that is known to, to rank up in SEO, but also to actually have some place when they show up at your website, they're going to be fed. All right. Think about going to a restaurant. If you went to a restaurant, all right, and all they had was a menu, and then you get there and they're like, no, we don't have any food. We just got the menu. That's what happens with your business. If you don't actually have the actual food that you're showing them, they're not going to stick around. They're going to sit there to get fed. When they come to your website, they need to be getting fed, all right, somewhat of information about who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Speaking of that, number 4 pillar was getting help and providing help. Getting help and providing help. We talked about that in a very cement way when we shared about the ways that people actually go and seek out help, and what you do to understand what your clients are doing to seek help and how you can reach them. And then you go out and provide help in those manners so that you understand the concept. We talked about getting help. So when you need help, this is what you go do to do it. But knowing your clients are searching for help, what are they searching for? And that's the get help, provide help, get help, provide help, get help, provide help. It's a win-win situation where when you need help, you go find it from somebody. When customers need help, they get it from you. Next one here, number 5, build your community. Build your community. Basically, you've got to be doing something to create communities. If you're not creating communities, and I teach people create communities on levels, but if you're not doing things to make community out of everything you do, no one's going to stick around. In the old days, they used to call this, hey, just go build a list. Building a list doesn't do it anymore. You can have the largest email list in the world, but if they're not engaged with what you're doing, people can subscribe to your blog, but if they're not engaged with what you're posting on your blog, that don't matter. You can post on YouTube all day long. No one's engaged with it. It doesn't matter. All right? No matter what you do, you've got to do things that get people engaged. So let's bring some of the comments we got up here. Does hate equal interaction? No, don't do hate. No. I think it does. Killer stuff. Thanks, Rich. So you got to build community. Number 6, make it a business. Make it a business. That's one of the whole reason we do blog and video content, to teach people to make things, whatever they do online. You can actually use blogs, videos, podcasts to actually market your business and get new customers. But you can also use a hobby you have, or share something in a hobby and create the content to go with it. And then that can be a stepping stone for people going, hey, what else do you do? And you can say, hey, I also have this business as an accountant, as a lawyer, as a doctor. The idea behind it is you're actually turning the actual hobby sometimes into the business itself to get people to know who you are, know what you do, see that you're a real person, but then lead them to your business on the other side. And the last one there is take it to the next level. Be a giver. Be a giver in everything you do. Now, just because you built it, all right, just because it appears to be going well, does not mean it's always successful. You are going to have setbacks. That's what we tell you, build it to the next level, where basically when you're down, people will help you when you're down. But when they're down and you're up, you reach down to help them. That's the concept behind the Simple Easy Marketing. Again, get started, stand out online, create content, get help, understand how people are looking for your help, build community, make it a business, and take it to the next level. Guys, I'm Tim Gillette with the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. This has been episode 20. I hope this information, you put it to actual knowledge and go, okay, man, let me make sure I've got everything in click, working with me, working to make my business a success online, working to make my marketing work for me online and not just be cool. Anyway, I hope this has helped. If it has, do me a favor. Again, go subscribe on whatever place you get your podcasts. Subscribe to our podcast, Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. Look for Simple Easy Podcast or go to simpleeasypodcast.com, timspodcast.com. We'll take you over to two of the ones that we are hosted on. I appreciate you guys for being in here. I'm Tim Gillette with the Simple Easy Marketing Podcast. I'll be back with another episode maybe tomorrow. Bye.